Hello YouTube, it's me again. So I wanted to tell you this story. As most of you know, I was in a car accident a few weeks ago. And so now I'm going to physiotherapy. And part of my physiotherapy is massage therapy. So, I sit down and the guy's doing the massage. He asks me how I am. And I say, I'm a little bit better, but um, I still have all the pain and stuff. And he said to me, he's like, so there is some improvement. And I'm like, I guess so. I guess if you want to call it that. Um, and he said, if you don't celebrate the little things, if you don't look for the little things, he's like, you're just going to be frustrated that, the big things aren't getting better. That's going to take time. But the little things, as they progress, you have to celebrate those. And I thought it was a great metaphor for life, not just physiotherapy, obviously, but for life in general. I think that we don't take enough time to celebrate the little victories. As you know, I've recently been through a breakup, and the guy, he was not what he seemed. He was a liar. He was a cheat as far as money and things go, and he treated me good at the time, and I thought that, okay, this is going to go somewhere. He promised me a lot of things, and those things didn't occur, and I was upset for a while. I can say, every night I'd get really upset, especially when I was alone, and on weekends when my children would go with their father, I feel upset. And now I think to myself, there are small victories that are happening. The guy I was talking about, he's kind of interested, so that's a small victory, and so there's small things to celebrate, and if you get bogged down in those big problems, those big issues, you'll never see the small little things, and you'll never see the slow progression, because what life is a slow progression of events. And if you just take the big devastating things and focus all your energy on that, you're not going to see the small little happy things that happen every single day. And I think that it's important to celebrate those things. And I temporarily forgot that. And it took a masseuse at a massage therapy clinic to remind me to look at the small joys in my life. I have two beautiful children. I have my health. I have a place to stay. That I have a warm bed at night. And those are little things. I have lovely friends and who care. I don't have a lot of people in my life, but I have who I'm supposed to have. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, and she was telling me about a lot about her past and where she used to live, and she's like, I should have never moved out. And I said, well, you had to come here, because she's not from here. She's like, well, I shouldn't have done it, and, I had an easier life. And I said, yes, but this is the place you're supposed to be right now. We had to meet in order for us to become friends and to have me in your life. And I know maybe that's not a great victory for some, but we are all in this place right now for this reason. Things happen for a reason. I had to go through that messy relationship. I had to go through the relationship with their father. I had to go through all of that to be who I am and who I will become. Because life is like a book, right? Like, there's different chapters of your life, and if you don't look at the good that comes out of each chapter, the ending of the book won't be the great ending it's supposed to be. And there were a lot of times in my life where I've thought, what if I wasn't here? And I'm going to be very honest with you that there have been times where I was like, what is in this life for me? What should I stick around for? Besides my children, of course. And now it's to read the ending page, to read that, ending chapter, to understand why all of this pain and all of the suffering that I've had and all the good times and the bad times and all of it put together was supposed to happen. There's supposed to be a finality to it, and there's a plan, and we don't know. And I mean, I'm not a huge religious person, but I do believe in God and consider myself a Christian. And I say, in this, there's a plan that God has. He's not writing this, you know, it may not be what you need or you think you need, but God will always give you what you need and what He knows you need, because at the end of it, He's got a story that He's writing, and at the end of that story, you'll know the purpose of everything that happened. So this man had to come into my life to, do the horrible things that he did. The men before them, they did the horrible things they did. The sweet guys who came in and did wonderful things for me that I lost, all had to be there to get to the final chapter, to get to the final ending. And whatever that ending may be, whether it's with this dude now or some other guy later, or if I am, ending up alone, and though that's not the end result I want, God has a plan for us, and that's what I wanted to express to you. So right now, all we can do is celebrate those little victories, because that's all we know of the bigger picture, and the bigger victory will come. It's just, it has to come slowly. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever going to get married. I don't know if I'm ever going to find that one guy. I think Steve Harvey was right, and when he said that God has the perfect person for you, and it would be cruel of Him not to let you meet that person. I think He does have the perfect person in mind for me, and I have to struggle through all of it. And I read a lot of psychic journals and astrology charts and stuff over the last little while. And there was one that I read, and it said, God has this plan, and He's making you go through all this to come to the end result. So that perfect person, you wouldn't have appreciated him until you had to go through all the struggle that you had to go through. And I think that's very apropos and true. We don't know what the storybook looks like at the end of the day, but I mean, hopefully this will all turn out well. There's a plan in this. There's some sort of underlying meaning. I don't think God would allow us to suffer needlessly. There's an underlying hope, and hope is what, as Meg Griffin said, hope is what pushes the caterpillar through the cocoon, and it's what keeps us going. And I remember watching an episode of Touched by an Angel, and she said, it was the episode with Mandy Patinkin, and they were wrestling with heaven and hell, and she wanted to become human. And he said, you don't know that passion that humans have, because you've never had to believe in something you can't see. Them as angels, I suppose, got to see God and understand the purpose, but we get up every day and we do it again, and we love and we hurt and we have this passion, and we only have about 100 years to make it all happen. And to have and live with that type of passion is what we're all here to do. We're all here to be kind to each other and love each other, yes, but we are to live every single day and get up every single day and do it again, and knowing that there are struggles, and knowing that there's hard times, and knowing that there's, not a quick and easy fix for everything is why we get up. And this day today showed me that there's an ending piece to my puzzle. I just have to be patient. And I mean, patience is a virtue. It's not one of mine, but I'm trying to be patient. And I mean, I would rather be patient and hope for love than pick a comfortable chair or find a comfortable chair and pick a liquor and just sit down and drink away my sorrows. Or buy a bunch of cats and just give up on love. There's no reason to give up on love, even if you've been through everything. I have been through hell and back and came back, and to tell the tale. And anyone who knows me knows that I'm very open with the experience that I've had. And one, because it's very healing to be open. And two, because when you're open with people, you can teach them from your mistakes. And if I can teach one person with this, series that I'm doing, something about themselves and something that they can change, and I can affect somebody, that's why I do this. I sit down and I try to be funny and stuff, and sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not, but I want somebody to get something that they can use. And if you like these videos, if you have a comment or feedback or anything that you want to say about these videos, please comment below, subscribe, and I would love to hear from you. All right, YouTube, bye.